Hi guys, I'm Colleen Thomas. I'm a dance artist that lives in New York City. Right now I'm in Florida with my parents, but I wanted to get these questions back to Simona, and so here we go. I've been in New York for about 30 years, something, and I've danced with a lot of dance companies, but right now I am doing my own work and my choreographing, and I'm doing some scientific research on dance, and I'm also teaching at Barnard College of Columbia University. So we're working on what our fall is going to look like this coming year. The first question is who you were before the pandemic and who you are now. I think that probably, like many of you, I was busy all the time, and living in New York City, sort of just work your butt off and have a lot of dance making to do, and a lot of projects that have deadlines, and that kind of all stopped for all of us once the pandemic hit. And so I think I've gone through a few moments of shock and trying to figure out how to move forward, and just sort of seeing how we're all moving forward. I don't know who I am now yet, but I would say that I'm starting to figure out how to feel better, and focusing on sort of movement that feels good, and ways of connection that are possible now. There are a lot of good things about this pandemic, which are just that we've all talked about, which is just that we can connect to people and that are not in our spheres. You know, we can connect to people who are in Bari and other places of the world, and we're having more conversations in that way, because we can't even be with people that are close to us in our own states. But also, I think having more time in nature and having more time with family and stuff like that has been nice, to actually have the time to slow down and listen and sort of feel what really feels good to do in the body now. How was your creativity during the lockdown? Well, we're kind of still in lockdown, and because I'm in Florida, I'm going to be in lockdown for a little while, because they're spiking right now. Creativity was very slow at the beginning of lockdown, because I just didn't want to deal with more screens. But now I'm sort of getting really interested in sort of like new pathways of movement, which is interesting, because I think that whenever you have many obstacles, there's nothing to do except for either get stuck or sort of find a new way through it. And so I think that really is great for us as movers, because I think we're going to find all sorts of new ways of even moving, being in the world, interacting with each other. And so I'm excited about that prospect. I've been doing, writing articles and doing some research projects, and looking at contact improvisation during the pandemic, and then also sort of doing some dance projects with Bill T. Jones. Arnie Zane has been doing an alumni dance project for Black Lives Matter, so I've been doing a few little dance projects, and sort of setting the ground for some new ideas now that I feel like we're sort of coming out of a more severe lockdown in New York City. What's going on in your future? That's kind of what I was just talking about. We're going to open up Barnard, and the students are coming back, and I'm excited to see my students. I really can't wait to see them. But we're going to, we're looking at some new projects of how we can do contact improvisation and some dancing together with a few people and in more site-specific places, and looking at the different racial, social justice issues that are happening around the world, and sort of looking at that and how we express our activism through dance, considering all of the pandemics and the environment that we're in right now. So I can't wait to find out what more of you are doing in Italy and abroad. And I think that's it. Take care.